The Vikings finished the season on a 5-game winning streak, beating the Green Bay Packers at US Bank Stadium. Here are the fellas to break it down.
Yes, indeed. There was a football game played at US Bank Stadium. Got off to a rousing start. Jim Kleinsasser was blowing the Gallo horn. Gotta love Jim Kleinsasser. That's a type of player this Minnesota Vikings team need more of, right? Tough as nails, Tony Bell. Tough as nails. But the quality of football that went on at US
that leaves much to be desired.
There are probably more exciting exhibition games than what we saw today. There were some strange things going on in the game, especially to end it. Tony Bell and I will take you through that. We will talk about games around the NFL. We're currently monitoring the Ravens and Steelers. We're heading to the fourth quarter. There's a minute left in the third. Steelers just got the ball back up 13-10. Whoever wins that game will win the NFC North and will host AFC North and will host the Houston Texans. So good luck, either Pittsburgh or Baltimore, with the Houston Texans, because that's going to be an ugly assignment for whoever gets that team, Tony Bell, because they're playing probably the best defensive football in the National Football League right now.
At the moment, yeah, they're probably. I kind of got them as like a long shot for the Super Bowl, although they look like they could legitimately make it.
Some of these storylines for today that was sort of heartfelt, exciting. Picture that you see there, courtesy of CBS Sports. Harrison Smith got a curtain call. It is pretty much known that this will be his last game going into today, and he finished it strongly. Thank you, Hitman, for all that you've done. I'm sure this is going to be a hard decision because he'll probably wait on it for a little while, and then you never know. I mean, Harrison Smith played at a level to end the season where the Minnesota Vikings, if he wanted to come back next year, if Flores comes back, I would contemplate it. But Harrison Smith, Tony Bell, if Brian Flores leaves, could be an interesting choice to be defensive coordinator because KOC loves Harrison Smith, and that would be like an exciting, okay, he knows this Flores defense inside and out. He played it. He played it at a high level. Brian Flores already calls him a coach out on the field. Your thoughts on the thought of Harrison Smith, who finished his stellar NFL career, future Hall of Famer, 6-time Pro Bowler, 39 interceptions. He had 22 sacks. He had one today. Your thoughts, Tony Bell?
I think he'd be better as a D-backs coach.
Maybe to start. Start that. Go on the deep. Let him have a year or two.
Yeah,
getting comfortable in the coaching role, and then maybe he can grow into being a defensive coordinator or maybe even a head coach somewhere.
I think he'd be valuable because they need a safeties coach because the safeties coach is going to the college ranks in California. So you got an opening right there. So if they wanted to bring him in, they could. Now, the question mark, of course, is the elephant in the room: Brian Flores staying or going?
I got more of a feeling, Tony. I think he's headed out the door. I think there'll be a head coaching job. Adam Archuleta, who was doing the game with Spiro Dides for CBS, says if he doesn't get a coaching gig after the year that he put together with the Vikings defense, let's be all honest here, though. Mm-hmm. Defense struggled in the beginning of the year, stopping the run. They had their issues. But really, after game 12, Brian Flores' defense, you can look at the numbers right there. His defense was right there with the Texans as the best in the NFL. They dominated. And yes, you could say some of the opponents were lesser quality, but you play who's in front of you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you play.
Right.
And the fact that he dominated the lesser teams is even more. But guess what? He dominated a Lions team was considered still one of the tops in the league.
Yes, he did.
He actually shut down a Bears team that if it wasn't for that kick return, Minnesota probably wins that game and probably wins the division.
And they're probably in the playoffs.
And they're probably in the playoffs.
If they stop that kick return there. And listen, The thing that really was, and as you continue to look at these stats, I mean, look at that. 5th, 3rd, 2nd. The thing that really plagued the Minnesota Vikings this year, let's just be honest about it, is the below average play at the quarterback position. If they got average play out of the quarterback position, they probably would be definitely in the playoffs.
And that is true. Yeah, they got below average play, but guess what? The reason they got below average play is because of the person who makes the decisions at that quarterback position, and that's your head coach.
Yeah. And we're going to get into that because that really is the story, I think, of the season. I did listen to Judd Zolgad after the game. I think he put it eloquently enough. I think all of us were fooled. All right. We were all fooled in this. I was fooled.
No. You were fooled. I called it all along that he was not a good coach.
Well, I didn't think it'd be this bad, Tony. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. But the head coach exposed himself. We've been calling it out for a while. You and me specifically have been calling him out for a while for his play calling. But it's his stubbornness and his unwilling ability to bend, Tony, to the player's strengths, which we saw all year until about week 12 or week 13 when he just said, whatever, we're 4-8. Let's just Katie by the barn. And guess what? They won every game after that.
Yeah.
He made it simpler, and they won every game after that. Interesting, right? You let JJ be who he is. I mean, the Max Brosmer game, they won because of the defense. They didn't win it because of him. And Max had another interesting day, Tony Bell, not knowing the rules of the NFL. It's a tough game. Listen, we can sit here and criticize these young men. They play at a game in which we could never reach that level, and it's so fast and it's so quick. And we can.
How do you not know from college to pro that you're down when somebody touches you, not when you fall on the ground?
Well, first of all, let's be honest, right? Yeah, Dalton, our defense ended up third in the NFL. Very good point. Another reason why Brian Flores should be head coach somewhere, probably Vegas. We'll get into that in a minute. But look, J.J. McCarthy showed improvement, and there's the stats right there, courtesy of CBS Sports. In his last 4 starts, we'll add the one today. His stats went up when KOC decided to make the game plan simpler. First read, go, right? Just run the ball more. Geez, we've been saying that forever, especially when you have a 65 to 35 ratio. Okay, it's not winning football when you have that ratio. So that's what you do. You run the football. I mean, everyone's talking about Sam Darnold, Tony Bell, right? Yeah, Brosmer needs a lot of help.
Yeah, Brosmer needs a lot of help.
He does, Anthony. He needs the offseason to work on a lot of things. But it's not his fault. I mean, he's being put in a situation. The Vikings put him in this situation. The thing that really pisses me off about the Vikings, our offense was 27th. Thank you, Dalton. And it was at times worse.
That right there is a joke because, first of all, we're supposed to have this offensive genius, this quarterback guru calling the plays, and you're 27th on offense? That's his specialty.
So shouldn't that make him be on the hot seat, Tony Bell? Seriously.
That should actually get him fired.
Yeah. The one thing about Max, and yes, VHS bloopers, he got Ed Ingram-nitis today. He tripped over Justice School's foot. But that's the process. You fall down, you trip, you just stay down. Don't ruin it. The Vikings, if this was an important game today, that's a 3 points that's off the board right there because of what he tried to do. Yeah, and if the Packers had their normal offense, they probably took advantage of that fumble and would have scored some points. So this is the situation, or touchdown. They did score a field goal. I believe that was one of the last drives that happened. And the Packers managed to score 3 points all day today. Just horrible. But McCarthy showed progression when things were simplified. Let's just put it out there because Tony and I, and please join us. Let us know who you think should be on the hot seat out there, who should be out. There's already a head coach fired today. Raheem Morris has been fired. Terry Fontenot, the GM, fired. So they're not even waiting to, as they call it, Black Monday, Tony. They got fired. They got the Mike Tice treatment. They got
fired right after the game.
Right after the game.
Not as quick, but right after.
Yeah. Arthur Blank did not wait. He's like, sorry, this isn't working. Gone. Bye-bye. Next guy in. Before we get, Kevin O'Connell, yes, everyone's going to look at his pretty record. Don't be fooled. Okay. What is it? 42-25, 632 winning percentage. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. A lot of those wins were due to his quarterback having to pull a loss out of the hat. We've got to give Kirk Cousins some credit because he pulled off 8 or 9 of those wins in dramatic comeback fashion in that fraudulent year when the Vikings were sort of the comeback guys and they had allowed more points than they scored that year.
Mm-hmm.
And, then they were knocked out by the Giants, appropriately so, which I think is what's going to happen to the Chicago Bears this year. So, yeah, John Harbaugh is definitely on the hot seat, Anthony. I would agree with that. I think Tomlin and the Steelers.
Both of those guys. It could go either way with both of those guys.
It could be time for a change, right? And so this game's interesting because not only does it mean a home game, playoff game, but it could mean for the loser this, your job's done as a head coach.
Well, you know what, though? Even if one of these guys does continue on and in playoffs, and then when they lose, they could still be gone.
They could still be. I mean, It just might be the time. And it might be also, we don't know this, Tony. I think Tomlin loves Pittsburgh. So I think he's looking at this, that this would be where he would want to finish his coaching career, a lifetime coach. The Steelers are, I think, have the least amount of head coaches in the history of the game, if I am correct.
They are. Just in my lifetime, they've had Noel, who they had forever, Cowher, who they had forever, and Tomlin.
I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And today's 3 head coaches in our lifetime. Yeah. That's all.
So I give the Rooney family credit when they're
not about change. They're about working it out, fixing it. But the Steeler fans are the ones that are getting impatient right now. I mean, it's like it's been 8 years since they won a playoff game. It's been a crazy amount of time.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time since Tomlin's won in the playoffs. So they've made the playoffs. They just haven't won.
Mm-hmm. They just haven't won.
So it's like that's what I'm saying with Kevin O'Connell. He's 0 for 2. He's 0-2 in the playoffs. Denny Green, the great Dennis Green, one of my favorite people in all of NFL history. He was pretty much almost ridden out of town by the media when he
Denny
lost.
Denny was 0-4, and they wanted him out of here. He was 0-3, and they wanted him out of here.
They wanted him out, right? So, I think Tampa Bay will keep Bowles as well. Anthony, we'll have to see. It was a tough ending to the season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They, like a lot of teams, were just besieged with injuries, but it's next man up. And Baker didn't do enough.
You know what? And Baker Mayfield became Baker Mayfield.
He did. He turned into that. I want to be the wild guy. I want to stick the ball in there where 2 guys are covering my receiver. And you know what? They took a step back. And then Baker has the audacity to say, things are a little hectic here since Tom Brady. Tom Brady did respond to that. Basically said, well, probably hectic because nobody's won a Super Bowl since I've been there.
Yeah, no kidding.
What are you talking about since Tom Brady? I mean,
there are times where Baker Mayfield should just shut up.
He says stupid things.
Yeah,
that's a stupid comment. And Baker knows better than that. But maybe he meant it jokingly. And then, of course, the way media works, people spin it a certain way. So now it's looking.
Well, it does is shine a light on him that he can't get the job done.
No. They can't. And, yes, Buccaneers had a ton of injuries, but at the same time.
Okay, who hasn't had injuries?
Oh, wow. I'm just looking at that play. I did have the hand up. That would have been a big play. Steelers would have had a touchdown. 10:52 left, fourth quarter, 13-10 Steelers. We are keeping our eye out on that one. Almost a big play there, but
I'm looking at the game right in front of me.
Yeah, me too. I have it right here as well. So, but getting back to KOC, because then we're going to segue into other coaches. Raheem Morris is out. That could be an opportunity for the Vikings if Flores goes to Vegas or wherever Flores decides to go. He should be in the hot seat now. This 5-game winning streak, I don't want to hear anything from the freaking Minnesota media about, how great it was to win 5 games to end the season. No, this team should have been in the playoffs. They should have been a dark horse Super Bowl contender, and they weren't. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. Yeah.
You'll hear it because you're going to have the cheerleader station with the main cheerleader doing it. But anybody that knows better knows this year was a failure. Yeah. So what if you won 5 games and your defense won those 5 games and the guy that was the architect of that defense is probably out the door? So guess what?
Judd Zolgad is having his fun at Kevin O'Connell's expense, and we should. We need more Judd Zolgads talking about this because the fact is Kevin O'Connell is schizophrenic with his play calling. He doesn't like it when people criticize the play calling, but he's too stubborn He doesn't change. He's still at a 60% passing ratio over running. This is not winning football, especially with a rookie quarterback. You should know better. You got to know better. You got to be able to play with what you have. Everyone thought, I know other people thought that this guy was going to be able to build the quarterback of the future for the Vikings. Now I call Kevin O'Connell the quarterback killer, Tony Bell.
He is
literally a quarterback killer. He cannot take a guy right out of college and turn him into the Kirk Cousins.
And to set the record straight, he was out from weeks 3 to 8 with an ankle, right?
Right.
He should have only been out 2 games. He was out because 1, his confidence was shot, and 2, O'Connell, because he had such the way that Wentz was playing, he went with Wentz.
Dalton, I agree with you 100%, but that's probably what's going to happen. The chances of Kevin O'Connell being fired are slim to none. I would fire him. I've seen it.
I would have went one step further. I wouldn't have hired him.
Yeah, well, we would have hired.
I would have hired the guy you had in the building.
Yeah, we wouldn't have listened to nobody else. Jim Harbaugh would have been signed, sealed, and delivered. And I'm rooting.
Yeah, I would have hired the guy you had in the building. You had a legit head coach, and you chose this guy. Yeah. I don't know what in his resume told you to pick Kevin O'Connell.
Because he was a young guy. He was a polar opposite of Zimmer. He's a happy-go-lucky California kid. You know, everyone seems to like Kevin O'Connell. But the fact is, he's just not ready. He's still not ready to be head coach.
There's a reason he never called plays with any team.
And we are seeing it. We continue
to see Gil, to answer your question, Raheem Morris would be a good fit.
I think that is the guy. But I think, Gil, to answer your question, and I said this a little earlier, that Raheem Morris could be a target for the Cincinnati Bengals too. I mean, if I'm a team that has defensive issues, I think highly of Raheem Morris. He can come in and either keep the train going as far as if it's the Vikings or rebuild it if it's the Bengals.
Okay, so here's my thing. If you're Raheem Morris, who would you rather work for? The Browns?
Oh, God. Depends
or the Wills?
Probably the Will. I would go with the Vikings.
Now, one step further. Zach Taylor? Or Kevin O'Connell?
Oh, God. Zach Taylor's I hate to say it, but Zach Taylor's taking his team to the Super Bowl. He should be.
Here's another one. Here's another one. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. At the moment, J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson.
I had to be honest, Tony. I would take Burrow and Chase. I literally would take Burrow and Chase. If you told me if I could just have, I would. And listen, I am very high in J.J. McCarthy, but you just saw there the picture that Quality Control had up. The injuries are just – this is something that can take away from a kid's progression. He missed a season already. Let's keep that in mind. This offseason, he's going into his 3rd year of his rookie contract. He's got it. The pressure's on him twofold. He can't screw up at all next year. He cannot.
Okay, so here's my question, though. Why are you putting all this pressure on him and none of it on KOC?
Well, we see the real issue. We see the real issue. He can't adjust to the talent that he has. That's Kevin O'Connell. And, yeah, JJ has some shortcomings. I mean, we've seen it. He throws the ball high, that he has a interesting delivery. But these are things that are fixable. These are things that you should have already had fixed. And let's face it, Tony, he told us in preseason that J.J. McCarthy he's phenomenal.
You got to remember, though, one reason Kevin O'Connell was brought up here was because he could work the press. Him and Kwesi both, they could work the press. That's why they're here.
Now. The press is seeing, Judge Zolgad's seeing through him. Other people are going to question this because Chip Scott. I mean, the thing is this. Is we see it now. You can't adjust. You can't change your play calling.
He proved it today in a worthless game. He's down by the goal line and he's throwing 3 straight passes.
Exactly. There's a picture of Kwesi just looking at his phone, making sure there's no red-lined emails saying Kwesi.
And I hate to say it, Kwesi could be the scapegoat. If there's going to make any changes, Kwesi could be the scapegoat. And then you know what they do? Because look at what they did. They made Grigson assistant GM and another guy below him assistant GM.
Well, listen, if they're going to get rid of Kwesi, I hope they take Grigson out the door because I
They're
can't.
not. They're not going to. I've told you this before, Eric. You don't listen to me. None of
Yeah.
you do. You get rid of Kwesi, but you need a football guy, or to make it look like a football guy in the organization. The football guy is Ryan Grigson.
Yeah.
Kwesi's not the football guy. Kwesi's the analytics guy.
Look what he did with the Colts, and touchdown Ravens. Trey Flowers, wow. What a BB by Lamar Jackson, possible future Viking. Just throwing it out there.
Why the hell? Okay, first of all right. Can I get the parental advisory, please? I need to put this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Wait a minute. You know what, Gil? I would do it because you know what? There's still hype on KOC. Remember, Gruden got traded. Very similar. Gruden couldn't win it although he took the Raiders to the AFC Championship game. Let's be honest here, okay?
Yeah, but he did more with the Raiders and KOC.
I'd be 10 times more excited to have John Gruden in my coaching room than I would Kevin O'Connell, okay? Because Gruden.
And let's not ignore the fact Gruden won the Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's team.
Right. True. I know a lot of people that don't like Gruden, though.
Yeah. And that team beat John Gruden's team.
Yeah. Gruden's a guy that wears his welcome out pretty quickly. You know, he's a psycho. But
now here's the thing now. Gruden's lawsuit also has a lawsuit.
Yeah, it does.
They are going to move on with that. No, I don't want to rant anymore now.
Come
on, Tony. I put that up for you. I put it up for you.
I just
toned Tony down a little bit, but getting back to Kwesi really quickly, I mean, he could be the scapegoat, or it could just be some coaches that are going. Daniels will probably be shown the door. Cooper should be shown the door. There could be some other coaches gone. Who knows about Phillips? It's because if they're ranked 27th, right? Wouldn't it be something if that Kevin O'Connell fires his offensive coordinator, who doesn't do a damn thing, but because they're ranked 27th, that would be his scapegoat, right? Poor Phillips. You would think we'd learn the lesson after Wentz.
Here's the thing, Delton. When you're a football player, pain ain't shit to you.
Yeah,
right. And depending on the position you play, that's just a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And for a quarterback to play through injuries now, that locker room looks at him as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking at him like, okay, he can't play. We're screwed. He's soft. That locker room looks at JJ McCarthy as a leader because JJ's went out there and a little bit of time he's been out there and done some shit that other quarterbacks won't do.
No, you're right, Tony. And listen, I'm all on the JJ McCarthy train. I know a lot of people who are not. There's people that literally hate JJ McCarthy. I don't know why.
Yeah, but they're all Dick Wright and Kirk Cousins. Get the hell out of here.
That's true. That's a good point. Most of the other Crusaders.
The ones that hate JJ McCarthy are so in line to fucking ride Kirk Cousins' jock. It's not even funny.
That's a rumor that's out there. No, we don't want you back.
I don't want you back, Kirk Cousins, you sorry fuck. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want you back. Do us all a favor and fucking retire, you overpaid.
No, Tony, why? You could steal another $60-80 million from a team.
Okay, you know what, Eric? You keep talking this shit. I'm going to quit this show right on the spot.
If next
I won't let you do that, Tony.
You know what? If next year in September, if number 8 is back.
If next year September, if number 8 is a quarterback and his name is not Lamar Jackson.
You brought me in.
And his name is not. If number 8 is starting a quarterback and it's not Lamar Jackson, I'm done.
Did you see? I mean, he got out of a sack and threw a dime. Two guys had a chance to sack him. He got out of it and threw a perfect pass.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow, but
no, we love them. But you know what, Tony?
But they're late in their career now, and they're getting hurt all the time.
Also, here's the facts about that: their contracts would kill the Vikings to get the talent needed. To win a Super Bowl.
Now, you would be right back to square one.
Burrow, you could argue without Burrow and without Jackson, you don't have a great chance to get to the Super Bowl. Well,
you know what would get a team to a Super Bowl quicker? Just give them a chance, have a competent quarterback, a strong defense, and run the damn football.
Yeah. Anthony, I would rather take Josh Freeman back before Kirk. That's a little strong. That's a little
now
strong.
that's
Josh Freeman, who was good in Tampa before the drugs. Josh Freeman,
yeah.
in Minnesota, I would take. Yeah, that guy was a freak too. He was a physical freak.
Oh no, you don't want me out there. My passes would be lame ducks I'd ban.
Hey, Joe Cap won, Tony. Joe Cap.
I would be Joe Cap. I'd actually wear the single bar face mask. I really would.
I would too. I want someone to bring that back just for why not?
They can't. The NFL.
I would root for that quarterback if they had
but the NFL outlawed that face mask.
Yeah, they can't have it. The NFL's the no fun league. We know that. Goodell.
Mm-hmm. But hey, they're making. Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring this up, Eric.
Yeah.
Did you know we're going to have a regular season game next year in the NFL over in Melbourne?
Wait a minute. The Vikings?
Not the Vikings.
Oh,
somebody.
thank God.
No, the team that's supposed to go right now to Melbourne is the Rams.
Wow. Well, they're the closest in proximity.
But isn't Melbourne like a
Chargers
day?
And Rams, because it's an easier.
How many hours ahead of Australia? How many hours ahead are they? Yeah,
they've got to be 4 or 5 hours ahead, behind us or ahead of us. I'd have to look that up. Maybe
I think they're ahead.
Quality control can look up what time it is in Australia right now. That would be awesome. Let's give props also Justin Jefferson today. That was another thing we were all watching. Also CJ Ham today. I love CJ Ham. Wonderful career, wonderful story. But Justin Jefferson is now in an elite group where only Mike Evans and Randy Moss have 6 seasons of 1,000 yards or more. It was funny because I told you, Tony, the first few throws are going.
They were going to
right? It was
were going to.
It was a Justin Jefferson ratio of 90% to throwing the ball.
But you want to know something? in a little bit of time that JJ McCarthy has been out there, he has shown me some things. Yeah, there's some bad, but he has shown me, especially with his arm strength, he's shown me some passes that he can make.
He can, and he makes the tough ones. It's the easy. The thing with him, Tony, it's learning. It's so much still learning the touch.
Yeah, he doesn't have the touch.
Yeah, he needs to get the touch. He did against Detroit, though. That pass he had versus Detroit, he lofted it, and it went right over to Naylor. That was the big first down conversion that won the Vikings the game in Detroit this year. So he has it. He just isn't comfortable with it yet, I think.
You know what? I think he might be, but I think he's getting way too much in his brain and in his ear from these so-called offensive guru that we have running his team.
Quarterback killer, Tony.
Eric, Australia is 17 hours ahead of us here in California.
17 hours ahead.
Yeah, they're like damn near day.
It's already tomorrow in Australia.
It's like
it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow.
On Monday in Australia.
Yeah.
All righty, mate. Let's go watch some football.
So here's the thing. Now the NFL is going to take teams over there. Why the hell would you trap? That's like a team loses.
I don't know. They have to, whatever team goes, though, they have to have some kangaroos on the sideline to make it interesting,
I got an idea. Why don't you stay the fuck home? What is it with the NFL? Why can't you? Okay, if you're the NFL, why can't you
They got to expand. They got to get more money. The bottom line, Tony, they want more money, right? They want more money. So
they got enough money.
Yeah.
Here, you want to impress me? Play a game in, I don't know, Nebraska, Mississippi. Play a game where there's no pro teams.
Yeah.
Keep it in the 48 states. Hell, play a game in Hawaii.
Yeah. How about Portland? Portland might need a team one day.
Yeah, play a game in Portland.
See how the local crowd shows up for it and supports it. That's what I'd be doing. Maybe give St. Louis another chance. Maybe not. I don't know. But interesting enough, NFL.
You don't have to travel over. They already know about the game. You've expanded the game to the point that it's in the Olympics. You don't have to do any more.
All right, Tony, we're doing rapid fire here. You guys can chime in on the rapid fire. Tony Bell requested a segment today, and I, trying just to go along with the greatness of Tony Bell, said, all right, he wanted to do a list, keep or let go as far as the coaches are concerned. So we're going to mention these names, and we're going to come up with a quick answer, and then we have to figure out a replacement for these teams, okay? Maybe some teams, maybe not, because we don't know. They make some crazy coaching. There's some coordinators. We're not sure who the hottest coordinator is right now, right? But Brian Flores is actually. But here we go. Let's start off with the Cleveland Browns, Tony Bell. Our old buddy Kevin Stefanski. He's gone.
Gone.
Gone. He'll be one of the guys tomorrow. All right, so he's gone. I mean, I'm sure it's not all Stefanski's fault there in Cleveland. And Myles Garrett did set a record today for most quarterback sacks in a season, 23. And from what I understand, the Bengals quarterback at the time did not just lay down for him. He actually got sacked.
No, he actually had to earn that sack.
Yeah, he earned
He had to earn that sack.
And indeed, Myles Garrett is probably the most dominating defensive player in the game. Let's just be honest about it.
In this current version of the game, which doesn't say much.
No. So, Stefanski out.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you bringing into Cleveland?
Brian Flores.
I have a feeling we're going to go down all these, and Brian Flores is going to be Tony's first. You know what? I like Brian Flores, so Tony, unlike you, I want him to keep away from Cleveland. Stay away from Cleveland, Brian. I ain't gonna.
You know what? I don't care.
I'm going to bring up a name.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick. He started in Cleveland as a head coach. Maybe he'll want to finish it there. You might hear Belichick's name in two places on this list for me. I know how horrible it was at Carolina. I know his last whatever years in New England weren't great. But I tell you what, you could do a lot worse than Bill Belichick. The guy does know NFL football.
You know what, though? Belichick would turn that. Belichick would get asses in the seats and help that franchise big time. So, yeah.
Without Anthony Stefanski is gone out. I mean, do we even need to say Kafka? But, all right, Kafka, Giants, we already know he's gone. Who's going to New York?
He shouldn't even be mentioned.
I'm going to say Flores, even though it won't happen because he's.
And I'll say Flores too because that's his home state.
Yeah,
but that lawsuit he's got involves the Giants also.
Yeah.
So there's that. We'll see what happens. I would say Flores
actually hire somebody with a bit of a name. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Belichick.
Right? Or
Belichick
decides to go to Cleveland. Steelers at the 5-yard line with 6 minutes left, 1st and goal, trailing the Ravens 17-13 as we keep you up to date. Game is currently on Peacock. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. The Steeler fans are getting excited as they hurry up.
Your game is on Peacock with Tirico and Collinsworth. My game is on mute.
It's probably better that way, right? You can just figure that out yourself. You can figure that out. All right. So far, Stefanski out. I've got Belichick. You're mentioning Flores, Kafka. I think Flores would be a great fit there, and I know
Flores or Belichick. I could see him going either one.
And we know Flores is from New York, right? That would be a place I think you'd love to go. Also, Belichick's name's going to be thrown around there as it should be. But John Gruden, you want a big name. New York needs something. The Giants need something. The Giants need a big name because they've gone with these no-name coaches, and it usually ends up bad. They need a coach with a bit of a reputation, a bit of some success that will come in there and revitalize because the young talent is there, Tony. In fact, if I'm a coach, if I'm one of these guys, the Giants is a very attractive job to me. Morris to Giants for you, Anthony. Okay, yeah, Raheem.
That's a possibility too.
Although I think Raheem might have to go back to the coordinator spot for a year or two and then maybe see what his next gig's going to be. All right. McDaniel, Dolphins.
Gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah.
I think he's going to stay. I think they're going to give him one more
year.
But then Aikman's coming in.
That's even a bigger why.
Yeah.
Stephen Ross can't help himself. He's the biggest buffoon running a football team.
For another young guy, maybe out of college, they're going to try something here. Mike McCarthy's name's out there. Aikman likes McCarthy. I know that.
McCarthy did kind of get a raw deal with the Cowboys.
He got a raw deal. His name's coming up a lot on these coaching job lists is Nagy. The former Bears head coach was with the Chiefs, offensive coordinator. I mean, obviously, the Bears was a weird thing for him because I thought he had them playing well offensively, but they found ways to lose games late a lot in his.
He had Justin Fields, right?
Yeah, and he got stuck. He got stuck with some bad quarterback play too. He really did. He had Trubisky, and then he had Justin Fields.
Oh God!
I mean, you're not going to win. You're on a short leash with those two at your quarterback.
He had the defense to help out that offense.
He did. And
After
he got
a while,
I
it
think,
just
one year. Didn't Trubisky get him in the playoffs?
yeah, Trubisky got him in the playoffs.
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty impressive. You got Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, Trubisky got him into the playoffs, and they missed that field goal against the Eagles.
That's right. That's
Hit
right.
the upright.
That was a heartbreaker for the Bears. And I think actually, we'll get into the playoffs here in just a moment. We're going to break down the games. We're going to break those down later in the week, but we'll mention up what the matchups are. We'll quickly go over who we like. All right, let's roll this out a little quicker here. Zach Taylor, staying or going, Tony Bell?
He probably stays.
He stays. The Bengals are cheap. They don't want to spend
Yeah,
any money.
that's why he stays.
They'll hire a defensive coordinator. Raheem Morris could be a name. They're going to fire a defensive coordinator to come there to help their defense out because they need it, and they need a big name to help that out. All right, Pete Carroll in Vegas is already gone.
Pete Carroll in Vegas is gone.
I'm surprised it will even last the night. It could be somewhere here in the next hour or two we hear something. That's where I think you and I both.
That's where I think Brian Flores goes.
I think Flores will take Josh McCown with him. I think that's so much. And Tom Brady knows Flores, so that seems like that would be a good match.
He might also take Keenan McCardle.
Could take Keenan McCardle. Yeah. Could definitely happen. McCoy in Tennessee, I think he's definitely gone.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I don't know who the hell goes down there, though.
Who's going down there?
We don't know who's going down there. No name
coordinator. That's my guess. Will be going to Tennessee. Where's Jeff Fisher when you need him? I mean, seriously, come on. All right, bring Jeff back. That guy turned that franchise around, and that's the last time they've really been successful. It seems like since
it's been a minute.
All right. We're watching this game right now. So right now, Harbaugh has a job. But if John Harbaugh's staying or leaving in Baltimore, Tony Bell, as the Steelers now have just cost Harbaugh's job, Gainwell has walked into the end zone, touchdown Steelers, and they have now taken the lead with.
Well, here's the funny part: no matter who wins tonight, even in the next week, both those coaches could be gone.
I think Harbaugh's 50-50. I think he gets one more year. And then if they're like they are this year, next year, and they can't fix the defense, he's definitely gone next year. I think he'll last one more year. Gannon, Arizona. Thoughts?
Gone. Bidwell, you know what? I don't know anybody who would want that Arizona job because the Bidwell's they're kind of like
they're horrible owners. But
they're
there's some benefits. Arizona is a beautiful place to live. There's no state taxes in Arizona.
No state tax. Nope.
They do have some young talent. Harrison's there.
But you got to deal with Bidwell.
Yeah, that's why Flores.
That's like dealing with the Browns.
Flores said no to that job, so we know Flores won't take that job. But someone will eventually be the head coach there in Arizona. Tony and I think he's out, and then we finish with Mike Tomlin. I think he's going to be back for another year. If they win, he'll be back. I think it's going to come down for Mike. He's got to find a way to beat Houston in the playoffs if they win this game. He's got to win a playoff game because the Steeler fans are the ones that are really not happy. I think
and also, if he does come back next year, he's going to need a quarterback.
I will say this, though. If Tomlin is fired, he'll be one of the first coaches hired. It'll be this quickest.
That's if he even wants a job.
That's if he wants it. He might want to take a year off, kind of enjoy himself and so forth. All right, so let's quickly look at the playoff matchups that we know as of right now. In the AFC, I know this makes my wife nervous. The 7th-seeded LA Chargers with Jim Harbaugh traveling to Foxborough, Massachusetts.
We got this.
To take Mike Vrabel and Drake May on and the number 2 Patriots. I think this is going to be a close one.
That's going to be a close game.
I think this will be a tough one.
That's going to be a close game.
Yeah. Drake May. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Didn't the Patriots lose to the Chargers earlier?
Yeah, I think they lost to the Raiders. Did they lose to the Chargers too? Did Harbaugh already beat them? I don't know. But listen, I mean, the Patriots will be favored. The weather could be an issue. Foxborough. We know Justin Herbert, another guy, quarterback like Kirk Cousins, got to start winning a playoff game here. Justin.
Yeah, he does.
Got to win playoff game. Let's go. Let's win something.
But all the pressure right now, all the pressure is on Drake May.
Yeah, it is. But Drake's still in his second year. So there's the NFC North standings. They finished Bears winning the division 11-6, Packers 9-7-1. The 2 seed will take on the Bears in the first round playoffs. Vikings 9-8, and then the Lions finished last at 9-8. The Detroit Lions last place.
We kind of said the division was going to be close.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I think the NFC North will be the only division, Tony Bell, to have all teams with records over 500. So kudos to the division. They were that way last year too.
Anthony has my favorite comment of the day here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Anthony doesn't know any better.
Thank you, Anthony.
Quality control. Sure,
Yeah.
winning over LAC.
Good one, Anthony. You kiss up.
All right. Bills, the 6th seed, and Josh Allen will travel to Jacksonville to take on the red-hot Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen, Jacksonville Jaguars, who are playing some really good defense, and their offense is starting to click. I'll tell you what. Jacksonville gets a lot of credit. Our old guy, Rick Spielman, they get a lot of credit for the best trade acquisition at the deadline, getting Jacoby Myers and getting him signed. He has made a huge difference to that offense, Tony Bell. I like the Jaguars in this. I think they'll beat Josh Allen and the Bills.
I think the Jaguars win this. I'll tell you what, if the Bills lose this one, Sean McDermott.
Let's put him on the list, Tony. Is he gone? Yeah. If they lose to the Jaguars, is he gone?
I think so. I think so. Because he's had enough chances.
Then you're talking
enough chances.
Then you're talking about all these coaching candidates getting a chance to get Josh Allen as their starting quarterback. Oh my!
Yeah.
Hello, Buffalo. Let's go, and a new stadium too to boot next season. So
yeah,
there you go. All right. So you and I both like the Jaguars. The Texans. Oh, we have a flag on the play, but Lamar Jackson with another BB to Trey Flowers. What's the call? Touchdown, Ravens. Touchdown, Ravens. Here we go. Flag is on the Steelers. 2:20 left. The Ravens, pending the extra point, will take a 23-20 lead. That extra point's huge. Penalty declined. Touchdown. Trey Flowers having a game. Zay Flowers, excuse me. I've been calling him Trey. I don't know why. Zay Flowers, what a game. Their best receiver all year long. The Ravens now. The pendulum has switched. Quote the Raven nevermore. 23-20.
Yeah, but you got to put that Ravens defense back on the field.
Yeah, that's true. Aaron Rodgers, does the old man have something left with 2:20? And they have no timeouts
They have no timeouts.
They have no timeouts left, so they got to go hurry up.
Yeah, they got to go hurry up.
All right. Ravens, I guess right now, Texans at Ravens. I really think it doesn't matter. I think Texans beat either
Texans
one.
Beat whoever. They beat both these teams.
Will advance there.
Yeah.
Of course, we all know the Denver Broncos. Maybe they're like the Bears, though. The Broncos won a lot of close games this year. They're the number 1 seed, but I think they're very beatable. Tony Bell, although Sean Payton's done a nice job with them, their defense is for real too. So, but I think they're beatable. Broncos, I think, are more beatable than Seattle. We'll get to that in a minute. So, in the NFC playoffs, Seattle, of course, gets the bye, number 1 seed. Packers at Bears. Tony Bell, you and I kind of already gave it away a little bit. I like the Packers. I do.
I like the Packers.
I like the Packers. But I think the Bears are on the cusp. I think what Ben Johnson did this year, I think Caleb Williams' development, I think the Bears are going to be a team on the they won the division, so now the pressure's on. Now you've got to attain, further success, and if they lose in the playoffs, they'll be expected to do something next year. So, but you and I both like the Packers. This is the game I really can't wait to watch. Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? Dalton, 4 catches, 138 yards, and mistake. Is that 3 touchdowns for Zay Flowers? I think he has all 3 touchdowns for the Ravens tonight. 49ers, Eagles. This is a good one, Tony Bell.
I'm going to give that one to the Eagles.
Yeah, the 49ers played so bad against Seattle. But what Eagles team's going to show up? Worldly defending Super Bowl champs.
What Niners team is
turn
going
the
to
switch?
show up?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great point.
Yeah,
this could be a game which these two teams normally would say this could be one of the best games of the weekend, but yeah, I know. They are obnoxious.
Yeah, they took over for the Lions fans this year.
Teddy Bear fans are. Bears over the Packers, Anthony Charleston. I'm just going to say it's going to be whoever doesn't stink the most out of this game. I think McCaffrey's going to have a lot of pressure on him. I think he could deliver. I'm going to take the 49ers to beat the Eagles. Eagles have been so up and down all year. I don't know what's going on in that locker room. I don't know what's going on with her.
I'm going to go with the Eagles, and I'm going to say that because they're probably going to lean on Saquon. quite a bit.
Who would you rather have, though? This is probably the best game of two running backs. Big play by the Steelers. They've crossed the 50-yard line. They're at the Ravens 47. They're going to go to the 2-minute warning. Aaron's calm. Got the ball at the 47. They right where they want them. Now the Ravens have to make a stop. All right. Rams 11-6, Tony Bell, have to travel to Carolina 8-9. This is the reverse of what happened last year when the Vikings would have traveled to LA if we didn't have all the fires out here. Had to go to Arizona to take on the Rams, even though the Vikings had a much better record. Now the Rams get that same feeling, better record, but they got to play Carolina.
Here's the thing, though. You know what? For people that out there are saying Carolina shouldn't have a whole game, here's the reason: you win your division, you get rewarded with a home game.
Well, do people forget Carolina beat the Rams a couple weeks ago? Correct?
Yeah, and screw this whole record thing. There's nothing to change. You win your division, you get a home game.
Yeah.
If you don't win your division, look at what the Vikings did last year. Everybody was like, "Well, we should have a home game." No, we shouldn't. We couldn't win our division.
Well, Anthony's just informing us that the NFL put the worst playoff game on prime time.
Is that the Monday night game?
Yeah, Green Bay at Chicago will be the prime time.
That's the worst one. Jeez,
really
you're right.
Right?
That is the worst one.
But
I think the Rams handle Carolina.
Yeah, I think so too. I think McVay. I think Devontae's going to be back. The Rams didn't like the way that game went down last time they played him. I think they'll take out they're going to win by 2 touchdowns, Tony.
And right now, as good as Carolina's playing well, but they're kind of playing over their heads.
I agree. It's been a great year for them. They're ascending upward. Bryce Young, another guy. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's a bust. He's this. He's too small." You know what? That guy is showing a lot of moxie. He's growing.
Where did Bryce go to Ohio State?
Who's that?
Where did Bryce go to school? College.
Bama.
He was Bama.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Bama. So, real quickly, Tony, we to look at the schedule for next year is out, 2026. I want to go over these games. There's no dates to them, but we do know that the Minnesota Vikings obviously will entertain at home at US Bank Stadium the Bears, Lions, and Packers. We know that. They will be also entertaining possibly Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers that we just talked about, up and coming, the Commanders, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Colts. So I think it's a pretty good schedule. Again, things will change off season. That's a pretty good home slate. I think the Vikings, if they get their act together, if KOC and JJ can work their magic, I think there's 6 or 7 wins here in the home games. So I do. I do like that. Now that
depends on KLC because his home record's not the best.
He's at 20. I think he's 22-12. But it's weird. It's some years it's dominant, other years it's not. He managed to finish this year a game over 500. They were 500 at home this year. They managed to pull that out with their late streak. They had the winning record on the road. Which were those European games were added to that as well, the 2 on the road. The road opponents, we know the Bears, Lions, and Packers. They have an improving Saints team. So the AFC South, Buccaneers could be improved next year. The Vikings always have trouble in Tampa Bay. 49ers, that's always been brutal.
49ers are different every year, though.
But the Vikings never play well. They never play well.
Right. You never know which Niner team you're going to get. You never know if you're going to play Purdy or not.
Here's a brutal one, and don't be cheering in the other room. The New England Patriots at Foxborough.
Woo!
Touchdown, Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, beautiful pass. He didn't miss Austin that time.
Spoiler alert.
Austin, bringing it home, and with 55 seconds left, the Steelers, pending an extra point, have taken a 26-24 lead over the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, game is now in your hands.
Yeah, but he's got 3 timeouts, so.
That's true. 55 seconds is a long time.
Yeah.
So the Patriots, I have a feeling we might be planning a trip back to Connecticut to see family, and maybe the missus and I will be wearing opposite uniforms attending that game. We're going to look into that. And then they have the Jets on the road, which could be one. Oh, extra point is no good. All the Ravens need is a field goal to win. Are you kidding me? Boswell, one of the best kickers in the NFL, shanks the kick.
Speaking of kickers.
Well, there he is. Let's give a prop to Will.
Why are we speaking about kickers?
Because Will Reichard, you know what?
So we have the legendary Will Reichard.
He's a kicker.
33 for 35, ladies and gentlemen. Minnesota Vikings nation universe. We have a kicker. I don't want to jinx it because remember Blair Walsh had one of the greatest years, and then the next year and the year after.
He's a kicker. Next.
He's Will Reichard.
Next.
Very well done this year. Very well done. And then just to end it, Tony, unless we want to do a quick good, bad, and ugly, maybe we do it on the season. Thank you, CJ Ham. We already thanked Harrison Smith. CJ, you are a class act. You were
CJ, you should have got more carries than you did in your career.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
today he got his third only 3 rushing touchdowns. I thought he had a few more, but it was his 3rd touchdown in the NFL. But this guy was your special teams captain. I would argue, I know everyone might say it's Harrison Smith. I would argue, Tony Bell, that CJ Ham's the most loved guy in the locker room for the Minnesota Vikings.
He's a veteran. He's a team captain. Everybody loves him.
Walk on. What university again? Augustana? Is that correct? In Minnesota?
Was he Augustana?
It was a Minnesota school, undrafted.
Was he UMD?
Could be. But he was a guy that everything that he got, he earned. Everything. And
I think he was Minnesota Duluth.
And he's still a special teamer to this day. Loves it. Takes pride in his special teams play. CJ Ham.
You know what? He's wearing that number 30. Bill Brown was the same type of guy.
Same kind of guy.
He ended his career on special teams.
But the only difference is Bill was probably more used.
They let Bill run with the football, though.
Run. That's the days when the Vikings ran the ball more than they threw.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Good, bad, ugly. Let's do one for the season, Tony Bell. And then for all of you out there, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe to our page. We appreciate it. Tell your friends about us. You guys want to add a content, you want to do a show on our channel, you're welcome to do so. Reach out to me. Would love to hear from it. Let's do it. We love the Vikings. There's room for more people, shows, content. Good, bad, and ugly on the year. And Tony and I will be back to wrap everything up for the season. We'll go over some more coaching possibilities. Maybe we'll have some news already on Brian Flores next time we do a show later in the week. Good, bad, and ugly for the season. Good. We just showed a picture of him, Will Reichard. Dallas Turner. We didn't talk about him earlier. 2 sacks today. I mean, the sack he had, yeah, okay, fine. It was a reserve Packers lineman. Didn't even get touched. Was like so fast off the corner. Tony Bell, I'm going to make a prediction. Hopefully Quality Control can write this down. Dallas Turner will have 15 sacks for the Minnesota Vikings next year. I'm going on record to say that. He is explosive. His development, really good. And, of course, Jalen Redmond already gave my MVP as far as all year being a consistent performer. So those are my good, bad coaching. Kevin O'Connell. Sorry. Like you. I do like you, Kevin O'Connell. You seem like a nice guy. You're too stubborn. I'm stubborn. Stubbornness doesn't get you anywhere. You got to be able to open yourself up to other things and learn to run the ball. You said you were going to. You lied to us this year. You brought in a big offensive lineman, Will Fries, Ron Kelly. You drafted Jackson. You had us all believing, right? And what do we see, Tony Bell? We see
same
35%
thing.
Running the ball.
With the same thing. He doesn't.
JJ McCarthy really in his rookie year, okay?
Yep.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Kevin O'Connell? Bad. You are on the hot seat. In fact, if I had any pull, if I was the GM of the Minnesota Vikings, do hear this, Kevin O'Connell, I would fire you today. And I don't care what anyone says. I would put Brian Flores as the head coach. I think Brian Flores gets you closer to a Super Bowl than you're going to get us with the kind of offense that you run, calling the plays that you do, and not having a balanced offense, okay? It's crazy. You simplified the offense, which you should have done at the beginning of the season, and J.J. McCarthy wins all the games down the stretch. Imagine if you did that in the beginning of the year. Imagine if you did that in the beginning of the year, okay, with the second-year quarterback. Unbelievable. You're the bad. And the ugly is the fact that the press is going to spin this. Tony Bell, you know this. 5 straight wins is all we're going to hear. Vikings finish the season off well. Great. Fantastic. I love watching the Vikings win. But it means nothing when most people had you as a playoff team, a contender for the division title, which, yeah, they were close to doing even with subpar quarterback play, even with defensive breakdowns at the beginning of the year, even with all the injuries the Vikings had. There's plenty
of excuses. You were still in it.
Yeah. So, but let's keep vamping here too, Tony. I'm going to hand this to you because right now the AFC North is going to come down to a 4th and 7 play with 21 seconds left. 26-24 Steelers. Aaron Rodgers sitting there with his snow cap on, with the gray grizzled beard, watching, and Lamar Jackson has to pull another big play off here. So nervous time. If you're a Steelers fan, what's going to happen here? But Tony Bell, you're good, bad, and ugly.
Well, the good was Dallas Turner. He was a good.
Oh, today, absolutely. And I think down the stretch of the year, when Grenard got hurt, Dallas Turner took off. He took off. He had to, and he did. The defense got better with Dallas Turner on the field. I'm not saying anything against Jonathan Grenard, but that might be one of the salary guys you're going to have to look at in the offseason. Good call, Tony.
My bad is the Viking offense.
Yeah, that's what
they were just terrible.
Right?
Yeah. And the ugly is
caught. First down, 21-yard line. Timeout, 12 seconds left. It's going to come down to a field goal. I'm guessing this next play is going to be, Aaron Rodgers. Likely with the catch, and likely the catch that's going to put the Pittsburgh Steelers out of the playoffs.
So Tomlin might be looking for a job.
Now Tomlin's on the hot seat. Who replaces Mike Tomlin? Who do you have? Brian Flores.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a great catch by Likely. Not the best of throws, a little high. Steelers had 2 guys on him. Jalen Ramsey, Tony's had a really rough night tonight. Absolutely. He got caught staring in on the first Zay Flowers touchdown early in the game.
He hasn't had the best year.
And here he's behind late to Likely, although it was a tough catch, still brought it in. All you had to do was knock it down. They put 2 more seconds on. Lamar Jackson now is just saying, don't fumble it. Our kicker wants it here. Going to take it down to 3 seconds, Tony, and then
3 seconds, and then they'll send the Steelers home.
Yeah, and anything ugly this year? The fact that they're not.
Yeah, KOC and his handling of the offense was actually his handling of the whole team.
Let's not say it's all KOC because the front office certainly had something to do. They signed the players, right? Although you have to think KOC and Flores wanted these players, and we can go over.
They signed the players, but here's the deal. You sign the players. That's your job as a front office guy. You need a tackle. They go get you a tackle. You as a coach and your coaching staff has to make that tackle work in your system.
That's right.
Bottom line, that's called coaching.
It's true. And it's weird because, when you look at it, the offensive line was a big question mark going in. It's still a big question mark.
Still a big question mark.
Because Darrisaw's hurt. He's another guy. And Tony, this could be a bigger story. Darrisaw might ask to be traded, and we don't know. And as we see the kick is being lined up, loop, 44 yards in that cold, 2 seconds left. Here we go, Baltimore Ravens for an AFC North championship. It is no good. It is to the right. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers. Going to the playoffs.
Oh, God.
Field game against the Houston Texans.
Oh, my God.
Oh, mercy me.
And with that move, Harbaugh's probably out of a job.
He's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. He's out.
My God.
The kicker is crying. He's freaked out right now.
How do you miss that? 44 yards loop. Kicks it to the right. Mike Tomlin is pounding his chest. The Steelers are alive and will get for their victory the red-hot Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryans in Pittsburgh this upcoming weekend.
Well,
Tony, great show. It's been fun doing this. We're going to continue this through the off season. We're going to look at the draft coming up. We might have some guests coming up. We're going to break down the season that was and wasn't for the Vikings. We'll do that later in the week. We'll talk about some more coaching decisions. We're going to talk about player decisions because the Vikings have $30 million over the cap. So we're going to go through the roster and determine who's in, who's out. So that's all coming up for you later this week. For Tony Bell, for Quality Control, for yours truly, have a wonderful week, everybody. And we'll see you next time here on the official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Viking fans. See you, Tony.
Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for watching. This ends our regular season journey. We'll have all breaking news, free agent signings, trades, draft updates, and we'll update you on our Facebook page when that happens. Remember, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and tell your friends about us. Skol!